The women with the angel images are able to get off a lot under the guise of I have an angel image, and I imagine it to be frustrating for a man. I'm not even just talking about them. They're young, so we're going to apply the young card. But there are a lot of people out there hiding behind just this image of perfection, and behind the scenes, they are an absolute demon and monster, and nobody believes the guy because this girl done been in a movie or two.
Yerski YouTubians, what's the word? This shit guy Gemini by Law coming at you with a quick breakdown of the Joe Budden podcast reaction to the DDG and Halle situation. Sit back, relax. I'm gonna let y'all listen to the content, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts at the tail end of the video. Do me a favor, double scribe for me right now. That means subscribe and hit the notification. Help the small channels pop up in your algorithm when I drop my next video, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think at the tail end of the video, my boys. And like the video too, cause it's free to do.
Okay. The nature of the text messages that DDG released were very disturbing.
They were.
And there was a lot of talk around the cause of those texts being sent. Was this postpartum, or was this a psycho girl?
Are there dates on the text?
Let me find them. March of 2024.
Okay.
Now, do we have enough facts to get into our feelings about this?
I think that's a pretty good outline, right?
Pretty good.
That's a pretty good outline.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and feel free to stay for this in case you want to chime in on this tough topic.
All right, okay, I'm here.
All right.
Flip, go to the kitchen on this tough topic. Yo, this topic right here, Flip, go ahead, get out of here, man. Don't worry about this.
No, it's Flip goes there.
Oh, man.
I have no idea what anybody's take is regarding this, so I'd love to hear it. I know Mel.
I feel like the only reason why we know any of this is because he is constantly online talking about it, and after the breakup being completely disparaging of her, making his claims, et cetera, et cetera. Also, when he went on, when he started talking about the fact that she was, preventing him from seeing Halo, he did this on his streaming platform with his millions of viewers, creating like a hashtag free Halo. What does that do? That encourages your audience to go to her and start bullying her without any of the facts other than the ones that you just presented, which are up for fucking debate. Whoever's right, whoever's wrong, it really is. It's gotten so fucking messy, nobody even knows. But my stance is he comes off as being so fucking wildly stressful to deal with after you've just had a baby. I'm standing 10 toes down on Halle's side. I don't even have to have all the facts. The fact of the matter is she had a baby.
That's
she has
on brand.
No,
Shocker.
Yeah, plot twist with this.
There's a lot of situations, man, when you don't take the text message serious, that something end up happening to the child. We've seen that a lot of times, whether it's when it comes to domestic issues.
They say, the signs were right there.
The signs were right there. So him filing this restraining order based off of the text message that she's been sending him is a right move for him to do.
I'd like to challenge a few of the things that you said.
Okay.
Okay. Who, Mel?
Yeah. In terms of weaponizing a fan base to bully you.
They're both doing that.
They both are doing it.
I don't see how she's done it.
Now we let you get a runway to get all of your shit off. Let's have the conversation without us triggering one another. Because I'm not trying to trigger nobody, and please don't trigger me. And this topic could be triggering.
It's very triggering.
I done been through every aspect of this. The second that she left him, fan bases were weaponized. Because you had the Disney girl, the Beyonce girl, the clean sister act girl's fan base saying, "Yo, dog, you lucked up. She should have never been with you. You's a bum. You clout chasing. Every chance you get, you mentioning a baby, you mentioning her, she don't want you. That was a thing. That was a real thing. I'm saying this as somebody.
Fam, it went on up here. We got into an argument about DDG.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He's
We
right.
did. We got into an argument about DDG. You took Chloe's side. You took Haley's side. We took DDG's side. We got into an argument about DDG. So it's not like he was the person that was throwing out the bully shit and she was just on the receiving end of that.
Yeah,
that's not true. Both of their fan bases were weaponized.
She did not weaponize hers. She couldn't. Just let me say this one thing. Just one thing, and then y'all got it.
Hijack the topic.
No. Holy shit.
You're gonna hijack
How
the
many
topic.
times
Go
have they hijacked dog piled on me? One time. I just want to say this one thing.
Go ahead.
She did not weaponize her fan base, and furthermore, everybody's saying that he's a clown. Stay away from him. Blah blah. She didn't listen. She followed her own heart. That was the man she wanted. She chose. She had a baby with him. She did not listen to anybody. So she did not weaponize her fan base. They made their own assumptions.
Mel,
he went on streaming
now you off the tangent. Can you not respond to each point that we're about to make the same way we did with you? That's all I'm asking.
Right.
I have more of your points that I'd like to challenge.
Even with that weaponization point, the artists sometimes don't have to say,
go do it.
Yeah.
They don't have to do that.
If nothing else, we've proven that both of them played part in the weaponization of fan bases. 1. 2, in terms of things being made public and why they are made public, they're playing courthouse games.
True indeed.
Mm-hmm. Courthouse games is not only where things become public, but it's where both parties go to say the worst of the worst about the other. So unfortunately, these stories, the break-in stories, they're public because they're court filings. 3, she played her hand in some of this being public when she vehemently was against the kid going to Constant's house.
And put that out.
And she put it out. So all I'm saying is, at the start, you have 2 young people that are engaging in the messiness of a breakup after a baby.
That's fair.
These text messages that he released, the disturbing ones, if you believe that these are texts and not doctored and really happened, they say a lot. They do tell a story.
They do.
Should I read them?
Sure.
The trust, this is a blurry version. I'll try my best. The trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy to have to deal with the bullshit every day. And in your eyes, you're never wrong. It's frustrating, and I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful like, quote unquote, Jay-Z, like you said. Then maybe you'll take my vision of becoming a big label owner serious instead of shitting on my dreams every second you get.
Yeah.
She says, you don't want to be with me, that's okay. I will never beg anyone. I will be successful. I don't need to be with someone who is going to demean me. You like that I'm insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. Keep your phone on airplane mode. But when I die, don't say shit. See,
this is a lot of TMI. This is 2 young people
being super manipulative to each other because their feelings are involved and shit like that. Like they're fucking nasty to each other. But who in this room doesn't know what that experience is like when it gets when you're at that point where you're mad at each other or where you think that the break is happening and one person is playing super fucking nonchalant, usually the guy, and the girl is like, just spazzing out and shit like that. That's all I hear from those text messages.
It sounds like both of them are doing both things.
Yeah.
So like both of them are playing nonchalant. Both of them are being nasty to each other.
I don't hear both of them not playing nonchalant.
Parks and Mel, enough of y'all two now.
Well, not enough, but
enough for you two.
I don't hear her playing nonchalant at all.
This is what I'm saying. Not enough of you. What I'm saying is this. And again, speaking from a little bit of experience, I don't know if you brothers have any experience here. And if y'all do, I don't know why y'all talking it right now.
No, I want to hear your point because we about to make one.
This is what I'm saying. In the beef where 2 people are wrong and playing a part, there's the person that's playing along in whatever the beef is, and then there's somebody that's not playing at all. There's somebody that is so angry or so emotional and so narrow-minded that they are not looking at the bigger picture here. Once she says to him, I will die behind this, or whatever the fuck she said, even if it's from whatever it's from, as a parent, yeah, now you have taken this to another level, and I don't know if you are of enough health in mind, body, and spirit to take care of you and a child. And nobody talks about that part of postpartum. I'm not against y'all calling this behavior postpartum. Y'all got all types of words. Postpartum, Stockholm.
Let me ask.
But postpartum there's nothing to deny about postpartum. Postpartum is what happens after you have a baby. There's postpartum depression, there's postpartum psychosis, there is postpartum, and there is like her hormone, like, but it's stressful enough to have had a child. But when you enter into a chaotic, erratic, situation with the person that is supposed to be loving on you and the kid and creating a stress. Can you care for a child with
postpartum, Mel? I don't need the word suit.
You can care for a child, but you got to do everything that you possibly can to create as stress-free an environment as possible. And it doesn't seem like this is what's happening.
In caring for the child, should you text anybody and say, I'm going to kill myself?
And if you do, how do you think that person should respond? That's my question.
Yes,
in seeing that tweet, if I ever got that tweet,
you've never had a girl say that to you.
We're talking about no. I'm talking about someone that I have a child with. Like my baby mother has never gotten to that. Had she did, my immediate number one thing is I got to go get my kid.
Okay.
Whether you're serious or not, I can't play with it.
And I totally understand that. But if we're going to be talking about you, to me, I don't know what happened between you and your baby mama, if it was contentious or whatever. But you seem to be an extraordinarily even-keeled, logical person. So I don't know, but I don't really see you antagonizing your baby mama, especially after the kid has been born. I just don't see that happening with you. That is what I see. I don't matter in this situation, but this is how I am reading the situation. He is incredibly antagonizing to a woman who has just had his child, and they're playing these nasty little fucking games with each other. But to me, she doesn't really want to play these games. He releases the text messages just to get everybody on. He's playing that game of trying to get
everybody, but trying to get the I'm doing this because I'm trying to get the courts to understand what I'm dealing with.
Okay,
let me ask you a question.
When were the text messages written versus when were they released? Because if there is a huge gap
between... He dropped the text messages. From the dates I looked at was March 2024.
March 2024, yeah.
Well, the text messages came out a couple of days ago when he filed to keep her from leaving.
In defense after she released
yes.
If I'm him and she wrote me that text message, you know what I'm doing right in that moment? I am calling whatever authority that I need to, and I'm going to try my hardest to get a psychological.
Mel, this is where I have to interrupt you.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to interrupt you. With respect. You can't say that. You don't. You have no idea what you would do. When this topic came up with me and my girl and we were talking about the text, I said, I wasn't all the way serious. If I see that text, I'm calling the police. I said that same thing that you just said. Yeah. She reminded me I'd been through this. And
I didn't call the cops.
I didn't call the police at all. I went outside while we were on her birthday dinner and did my best to talk to, you know what I mean? Like, we can't just say, I'm going to call the police.
All this theoretical
we
shit
can't gauge
is theoretical.
The seriousness of somebody when they text it is all I'm saying.
They weren't even broken up yet.
And that's my point. And of course, we are totally armchair quarterbacking this situation. We're just opining on their business because it's everywhere. But to your point, you're right. You don't know what you're going to do in this situation. You can think in hindsight and say, I would be comfortable having a psychological evaluation done on her because I'm concerned for my child. You would think that that's what somebody would think, but if they don't in the moment, then that's understandable too. It's also understandable to think that she's just being hysterical in the moment, saying something to try to get a rise out of you because nothing else has worked.
But let me tell you,
this is potentially true.
As a man, there are a lot of steps and hurdles that you have to get to before you convince a judge or a court that a psych eval is needed for your child's mother. It's not just as simple as you going in there and requesting one. I went through that, and the person I was speaking to had no idea that was postpartum. It was her first kid. She didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm coming to
Nobody
you saying,
knows.
hey, is this that? Because they warned us about it in the hospital.
Yep.
Is there a way to
Yep.
help? And if you say no, now we just back to dealing with whatever comes with.
Exactly.
Or if you're a man and they say no, you sitting there like, oh, all right.
Can I suggest?
niggas are having
can I,
children
can,
that
And then the side don't have postpartum.
Y'all
too.
late
That's what
30s.
get
Y'all
me out of here.
niggas having
Yeah, the
y'all niggas
fuck.
having
The
children.
side is
Y'all
still-
having,
you're right.
y'all having
You're
children in y'all late 30s. So
You're
y'all know how to deal.
You're
Y'all more
absolutely right.
knowledgeable than somebody in their early 20s.
Them chicks with the angel images, I know ain't nobody gonna talk about it. I know ain't nobody
You
gonna
right.
talk about
We
it.
ain't gonna talk about it.
I'm gonna talk about it though.
Have at it.
Hey,
Joe Budden
Be on the
podcast.
Joe Budden podcast.
With
Prize
featuring Ice
picks.
and Ish.
Prize picks.
Yo, featuring Ice and Ish and Flipping Mel and Parks.
What you talking about?
Dr. Mark Lamont, Jeremy Heck. The women with the angel images are able to get off a lot under the guise of I have an angel image, and I imagine it to be frustrating for a man. I'm not even just talking about them. They're young, so we're going to apply the young card. But there are a lot of people out there hiding behind just this image of perfection, and behind the scenes, they are an absolute demon and fucking monster, and nobody believes the guy because this girl done been in a fucking movie or two. And I could say that a million times. I thought it about Keke Palmer and her baby daddy, with what they went through. I can name you 6 different couples to where the lady is an angel, so nah, no way she did that.
Yep.
Kick fucking rocks, man.
Nigga, do you know what Johnny Depp went through?
It'd be the women rushing to the courthouse to get help because the dude is not doing something that they want or not behaving accordingly. Men, I'll speak for black men, a lot of them ain't rushing to go start the courthouse process. That ain't happening. Some more shit that's taboo that we can't say.
You right.
It be their ass going up there. Shit. In my case, I said it. Yo, this is about to go public. Let's do our best. It never works like that. So I mean, we can sit there and I feel like calling Ben Staples. It's public. It's public. Where the fuck did you think it was going?
But that's
You ain't important enough for them to seal nothing. You didn't pay for no fucking mediator. You went to court.
and unfortunately, the emotional part and the young part, they don't even think that far. They don't think about,
I don't
this
even think
is
the
going.
age come into that part.
I know, but I'm supposed to
just
think
saying, yeah.
the
But they
person
don't-
that, all right, we could do age. Age plays a part. But
It don't.
the person
Not
that
always.
can't,
I'm just saying.
I received that. The person that don't think that far is also the best person to look after a child.
Pretty good. That ain't no Crisco there.
That's that good shit right
that
there.
ain't
This
Crisco.
topic hits home for me.
That's lard.
Home.
The topic hits home for me. It does. It does.
Boy cooking
It does.
lard.
That boy, yeah, that boy.
That's a fatback in that motherfucker.
Ooh. I ain't even going to Popeyes. I'm over here. Bro. I'm busy.
I'm glad I survived. I survived.
Lucky you.
And a lot of that is in large credit to both of my kids' moms. It may have been rough for a second. I survived. And I couldn't have done it without you.
When it comes to my opinion on the DDG Halle situation, I already told y'all in previous videos on live and things like that, things of that nature. I ain't jacking it, bro. I ain't jacking Halle behavior, bro. All that Disney princess, Little Mermaid, all that, this and that, is out the window when you start talking like that, when you start texting like that. Like, her behaviors clearly show she not as Miss Goody Two-Shoes as she seems to be. She not Miss as Goody Two-Shoes as the world thought she was. Like, I understand she was presented to us by Beyonce, and that's why everybody kind of got this positive outlook on the two sisters, her and her sister, which both of them fine, by the way. Her sister even finer. But when it comes to Halle, bro, I'm starting to see that she's not so innocent. Now, let's break down the whole Joe Budden DDG situation. Shout out to Joe Budden for getting over his little situation that he had with DDG, the little problems they had going back and forth, and being able to do a satellite view on a situation, uninvolve himself, and just look at the facts and make a statement off that. Like, at the end of the day, bro, Halle talking crazy, bro. You putting my kid in harm's way by you not being all the way there, that's a problem. Like women, I thought it was all about protecting kids. We got to protect women and kids. But when it comes to the women or the kid, protect the kid. Like, shorty, you got to get it together. But I will say, let's speak on how Melyssa Ford got a potty mouth. Like, I knew she got a dirty past. A couple rappers been in that thing in the past, whatever the case may be. But I ain't know her mouth was this filthy. I will say, she is attractive for a woman her age, but mouth is filthy, dog. But she sound like your typical shade room warrior. What is a shade room warrior? People who just go to the shade room, don't look at no facts, don't make their own opinions. They just, whatever the theory on the shade room is or whatever the narrative is on the shade room, they just run with it. Basically, that's what I call a shade room warrior. The chicks who just go to shade room, see a headline, oh my God, I hate him, he's this, he's that. Like, you didn't even read into the facts. You didn't even check nothing out. You heard what Melyssa Ford said? Melyssa Ford literally said, I'm standing with Halle 10 toes down no matter what of the facts. Without even knowing the facts, I stand with Halle 10 toes down. Which to me makes her opinion irrelevant. It's irrelevant because it's ignorant. The facts is there. You don't care about them. You say, I'm standing with her regardless. I think he was wrong. You didn't even look into the situation. You know what I mean? And I feel like with a big platform like this, Melyssa Ford, Mel being the only female on here, she should have a stronger opinions, bro. She should actually think about what she want to say. Actually look into the facts. Take the time off pod to look into the facts. The fact that they don't know when these texts came out is crazy. The first wild text, the first text that should have been a red flags was sent back in 2022. 2022, way before any child, bro. I'm not jacking it, bro. She's just a little bit off. And she can't spell. She can't spell. Her grammar, not even her grammar, bro. Her phonics, her spelling, it's all bad, bro. Like, now I know she angry. Like, I done had women who text me normally when they not mad, but when they mad, text me all crazy and they spelling stuff wrong. So I get that. I'm gonna try to give her a pass, but more stuff was spelled wrong than right. And that's throwing me. It's throwing me. I ain't gonna lie. But I do agree with Joe, though, when it comes to Halle being the one who brought the public in on a relationship by going to Instagram and basically telling on him on Instagram, telling on DDG on Instagram, oh, I don't approve of my son being on Castanet stream, all this and that. You came to the public and wanted to get people on your side. And they weren't on your side. They said, that's crazy, bro. That's that kid father. That baby been on Instagram, on your page, his page, everybody's page. He on live. He could be on DDG live, but he can't be on Castanet live. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you just being controlling. You manipulating the situation because you know you the mother and everybody gonna have sympathy for you. That was weird. That was weird, and I called it out back then that I ain't like how that was going, and I thought she was a little bit weird for that. I said that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this, bro. DDG tried to protect that girl by not going to the public immediately, by not going to the public off the bat. Like, he could have went to the public in 2022 when they was going through their relationship problems and say, yo, look, this is the kind of text that I'm getting. So when I break up with this girl, don't try to go bashing me like, oh, she should have never been with you anyway. You was never good enough for her anyway. That's our Beyonce's niece. You know what I'm saying? You was never good enough for her anyway, DDG. Like, if he would have came to the public in 2022 and broke up with her and left it there and be like, yo, listen, these are the type of text messages I was receiving. He didn't even have to do that. He could have just broke up with her and been like, bro, she not what I thought she was. And then when people start harassing and all that, maybe leak a text or something. But he protected that girl through all of this. He protected her. He wanted her image to stay good so she could keep getting these movie roles and all that, which I respect. That's your kid moms. At this point, that's your kid moms. Like, you want her to be able to get money and have a good, you know what I mean, unblemished record. But it had to come out, bro. He had to protect himself. Halle is the one who went out there and said the man was putting hands on her. So he had to go and then be like, word, you making up things on me? I'm going to put out the facts. I'm going to put out proof and evidence of you hurting me. She allegedly poked son. His son was, his hand was bleeding, slashed up and all that from her cutting him and all that. So that's crazy, bro. That's not okay. So she cutting the man, threatening to off herself, threatening to off the kid, putting the kid in danger, driving crazy, reckless while she having an emotional breakdown. And I know a lot of y'all saying, oh, she going through postpartum. 2022, she was never even pregnant, never had a baby. So that's out the window. That's just her behavior. And also, only 15% of women, 1 out of 8 women experience postpartum depression. It's not as familiar or as regular as y'all try to make it seem like every woman goes through it. Every woman is going to try to use that as an excuse, of course, because it's a great one. I was emotional. I was going through postpartum. That's why I did this. Lacking accountability. Now, of course, I'm not going to say that to take away from people who do go through postpartum. I don't want to take away from the people who do go through postpartum. But we're not going to sit here and act like everybody does that. Not jacking it. Everybody's not going through it. Some of y'all just crazy and lunatics. And y'all just fly off the handle when y'all don't get y'all way. Come on, bro. Halle in the messages talking about some, oh my God, I'm going to off myself. I can't take this life. I hate this life. How you hate this life? Shorty, you a Disney princess. You live in the life that so many young girls around the world want to live. Like, literally, you talk about you hate this life. Like, come on. But that's my take on that, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, bro. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope it was informational, informal, all that good stuff. Double sub for me, man. Hit the double sub for me. That means subscribe and hit the notifications so that you help this small channel grow. I'm trying to make it to the top like some of your other favorite creators. So hit that bell for me. Like the video. It's free. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Appreciate y'all. Tap into my live. We got further discussion on multiple topics. I'll see y'all on my next live or on the next video on your screen. I'm gone.